This is a story about hats. I'm wearing a hat that represents my Viking heritage. My father was a Norwegian, and this story is about a hat, a fire helmet that I saw in the basement of a store in Denton, Texas, a Serbian firefighter's helmet from maybe around 1900, a tall silver thing that stood out across this empty room in a dark basement. And it connects up with Mr. Tesla. The Tesla electric car is named after Nikola Tesla, the Serbian tinkerer and genius who was an inventor or co-inventor of alternating current and all kinds of other amazing devices. Grew up in a small village in Serbia, and nobody really quite knew what to do with him. He was such a quirky character. One of the stories in his thin autobiography was how he saved the first fire truck, pumper truck in his little village. He was actually on the outs with the people because of an episode with the dress of the nice lady in the village, which is another story. Anyway, he wasn't a very popular kid, and they bought their first pumper truck in this little village, and they were having a ceremony and a demonstration, and the people were pumping by hand, and the water was coming out, and the ceremony was going south fast. So this little boy, purely by instinct, goes to the back of the truck and follows the hose down into the water of the lake, and fumbles around with his little hands and discovers that the hose is twisted, and so the water isn't being able to come into the truck. And everybody outside in the village, this is their big moment with their new truck, is very, very disappointed and upset. And he finds the kink in the hose and he unkinks it, and the water starts to flow, and everybody claps and applauds. And they look behind and they see this little boy in the lake holding the hose, and they realize that he's responsible and he's the hero. And he had been the villain in the story because of the lady's dress. Anyway, they pick him up literally. He said, "I was carried on my shoulders, and I was the hero of the little town." And he's one of the men who made the modern electric world that we all take for granted.